and welcome race fans to New Smyrna Speedway once again with the Maritime iRacing League. I am Dakota Ehrman, joined by Michael Keaton. Joshua Harbison going to be hanging around on pit road. John Westling pushing the buttons on the camera, and I believe Jerry Wolf and Phil Foltz kind of hanging around tonight as we get set for, I believe, a 150-lap feature race here at New Smyrna Speedway. Three heat races and a B main. So looking for a eventful night here at New Smyrna Speedway, Michael Keaton.
Yeah, remember, basically what would be probably 5 weeks ago now, or 4 weeks ago, call it the third race of the season, we were here before, and Steve Matthews put on the show, and so did Carter Wilson. But the man who's out front in points currently, Ricky Arbeau, finishing third last time at New Smyrna. So he knows what he's doing here, Dakota, and that's what makes this track fun. It just goes to show you that anybody can win and anybody can finish good. Yeah, for sure.
And how about we talk about last week's results here? Well, I got them pulled up here. Last week was a fantastic racing. And I tell you what, it started off with the heat races was actually, I want to say, Jake Goodwin and Keith Mack, Jeff Gilmet taking heat number 1. Ricky Arbeau was heat number 2 with Mark Williams, and Kevin Savory stealing the second heat with the second and third. Stephen Matthews was winner of heat number 3 with Carter Wilson coming home in second and Mike Rhino in third position. And you know, when it came down to the feature race, it was the guy that started way in the rear of the field. I mean, he came into heat number 3, he charged through the field, finished about 4th, I want to say, and then managed to sneak back up there in the end of this feature race and sneak away with the win. Only car that could make a pass on the inside, it was Dylan Duvall.
Yeah, check this out, Dakota. 58 caution laps total for the race, 11 cautions, but Dylan Duvall led 52 of them. So 52 laps out of the 58 that we ran under caution, Dylan Duvall was able to run just 6 laps less than the amount of cautions laps that we ran at Thompson International Speedway last week. So, of course, you know, he did get the victory, but Ricky Arbeau, the man who's out front in points right now, finishing second, started second, too. And then Jake Goodwin, who finished or started first for that race on the pole, as you mentioned, winning the heat, one of the heats, finished third. Tracy Foster all the way back from 20th, getting that Chevrolet up to 4th spot. And then Martin Landry. We'll talk a little bit more about Martin Landry's car before the big race starts tonight, Dakota, but he finished 5th last week.
Yeah, and one thing to mention about Jake Goodwin was he was up front, led 47 laps, and I mean, he was up front for a long time there, but was barely passed by Dylan Duvall, and I think that was his downfall. He kind of lost a few spots because of that, and ended up finishing 3rd. But how about Vic Greenwood coming home 6th, Stefan Arsenal in 7th, Stephen Matthews in 8th, Mike Alexander in 9th, and Dave Dyer rounded out the field there, finishing in 10th position last week, 8 laps down. Only 5 cars finishing on the lead lap last week. It was an intense race. There were a few wrecks, but it was a lot of fun, and that was Thompson International Speedway.
Yeah, in fact, last week, Dakota, 26 drivers took to the field, 100-lap race at Thompson, and tonight, the 150-lap race at New Smyrna, and what shows to be another 27 drivers that's taken time, so another big field possibly in the making tonight as well. And we could see a different winner. Right now, fastest in the practice, though, is Ricky Arbeau, Stephen Matthews, 2nd fastest in practice. But that really don't mean anything. Practice is just practice. I mean, you got the qualifying, the heat, or the heats that venture your qualifying, and it basically sets the grid for tonight's big race.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, I think the last time Ricky Arbeau was in New Smyrna, I think he was the guy that ended up winning, or maybe he came out a little short, I can't quite remember, but Ricky Arbeau had a stout car when it came to New Smyrna Speedway last time, and that was, I believe, race number 3 of the season, so he's back again to maybe, you know, reclaim victory or, you know, try to get the victory here. But again, like you said, top of the leaderboard in the points, and while we're talking about points, going to go ahead and go to the top 5 here. Jake Goodwin is in 2nd position in points with 657 points. He's just about, I want to say, somewhere around 60 or 59 points behind Ricky Arbeau. Stephen Matthews is going to be in 3rd position with 634 points, 23 actually behind Jake Goodwin. Carter Wilson in 4th with 608 points, and Mark Williams in 5th position with 604 points, 4 points behind Mr. Williams.
Martin Landry, that's making that 20 car tonight in the field. Dakota is 6th in points. Ronald McKay, or some may call him Ronnie McKay, in the 97 car. He's 7th in points. The 11 of Vic Greenwood, who's pretty stout every week. We always see him up towards the front. He's 8th. The Deuce, Tracy Foster, the number 2 machine, in 9th in points. And Nathan Doherty has cracked into the top 10, and that 6th machine. And I want to go back real quick, Dakota, to week number 3. Stephen Matthews won New Smyrna, Mike Alexander 2nd, Carter Wilson 3rd, Ricky Arbeau 4th, and Mark Williams 5th. So no surprise there, a bunch of top runners there. And Mike Alexander, remember this, led the most laps at New Smyrna, and here he is tonight. Can he get the win? Mike Alexander's 11th quickest in practice right now, Dakota.
Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be one of those nights, I guess. We're going to have to see what happens. And, again, a lot of eyes are on Ricky Arbeau, who is fastest in practice and, just does a fantastic job. But I believe we're getting set for the heat lineups here as we are lining up. I do know Ricky Arbeau will start off the pole here, for I do want to say it is the Canon Security Inc. 150 here at New Smyrna Speedway.
And then the 27 machine is going to start on the outside, that being Carter Wilson. Row number 2 in the 72 Chevrolet, Brad Eddy. Or it might be Edie, but newcomer, latecomer to the Eastern Canadian MIRL series here tonight. And then outside him in the 15, Mike Alexander.
And I'll tell you what, as we're looking here as the field rolls here, looking behind Mike Alexander, it's going to be Travis Roma, I want to say, and also it's going to be Martin Landry, next car on the outside with Doug Hubley and Mike Rayburn making up the next row.
And then after Rayburn, bringing up the tail end, it's the 99 machine of Tim Terry. And Tim's in that high Lindsay Chevrolet, yellow and black looking DeWalt Chevrolet on the racetrack as I see it. As it looks like we're going to get the one to go here, Dakota, 1 pace lap, and then we're going to go green flag racing for 10 laps.
And I'll tell you what, Martin Landry, Martin Landry in a 20 car. I feel like look closely at that card. So wearing the colors of the sponsor for tonight here.
Yeah, running the Canon Security Incorporated paint scheme in the race tonight. The scheme mirrors the car CSI owner Shannon Brake's scheme on his actual street stock, which Brake won a championship in Speedway 660 in 2012. Can it come to fashion here tonight? We'll find out as 61 takes the green flag.
Speaking of that, there goes Alexander looking on the inside. Alexander sideways and loose. He's going to lose control. Nobody's going to get involved, but he will go all the way to the rear of the field. That was Mike Alexander in a 15 car there, going way to the back.
A tough break for Mike Alexander. They're starting 4th tonight. Now he's all the way back there in the back. Tail end of the lead lap, if you will, as Ricky Arbeau puts another one on the board. And Carter Wilson's pretty close in pursuit coming out of turn 4 here to the front stretch. Carter Wilson's about half of a car length behind Arbeau in 1.
Well, what I'm seeing here is Wilson's kind of used a little bit higher groove. He's getting maybe a little bit more of a run in, but if you watch Arbeau, it seems like Arbeau has a lot more momentum off the corner and down the straightaway. So Arbeau definitely rotating, entering a little bit lower, and it's actually, as I say that, Carter Wilson going all the way to the bottom. The line here is extremely tricky. Arbeau and Wilson both have it down, though.
Travis Roma in the 38 machine just hit the inside pit wall. Heavy black smoke pouring from the machine. I think that he's blown his motor as the 99 of Tim Terry and the 44 of Doug Hubley work themselves around him safely, and now they set their sights on the 4th place car, Mike Rayburn, in that 14 machine as they go into turn 2.
I believe we have just been informed that all drivers will
and still running first currently right now, Ricky Arbeau. The man in 2nd, Carter Wilson. 3rd, Brad Edie. Newcomer to the MIRL, Dakota. Haven't seen that name around. Halfway home, by the way.
Yeah, definitely have not seen that name around as Ricky Arbeau goes takes halfway and working through turns 1 and 2 with Carter Wilson still trying to hang on, maybe losing a lot of ground, a little sideways off. And Eddie doing a pretty good job there in the 17 machine in 3rd position, doing a fantastic job of hanging with these guys, kind of running down Carter Wilson right now.
Oh no, Mike Rayburn just went around out of turn 4 And the 44 of Doug Hubley's also around. Tim Terry has got a lot of left front fender damage from hitting them. And now the 20 of Martin Landry working that machine down underneath or high above him in that cannon-looking car. The white Chevrolet comes off turn 4 and takes over that spot. But bad news for Tim Terry, bad news for those two guys, Doug Hubley, that was involved in that wreck.
And how about Mike Alexander also going around Tim Terry there after spinning out in the beginning? He's also right on the bumper of Martin Landry. Looks like he wants to make up the spot there.
With 2 laps to go, you know, Dakota, every position counts. That's why we still see the 38 of Travis Roma out there. His engine did not blow, but it's heavy, heavy smoke as the white flag is in the air for the number 61 machine, Ricky Arbo, the man out of Eastern Canada.
If you were to look down this list, I think we could go through. We could call every driver and announce where they're from, and I don't think we wouldn't hear Eastern Canada key.
Yeah, I know. Eastern Canada, the man winning it here in heat race number 1, Ricky Arbo. No surprise there, as again last time go around at New Smyrna, week 3, Ricky finished 4th, and here he is getting a heat race under his belt tonight.
Yeah, doing a good job and on his way to, maybe a victory here at New Smyrna Speedway in the feature race. Definitely has a track position now.
Of course, there's 2 more heats to go. We have a heat 2. It's going to consist of 1 less driver than the previous race, and then we've got a heat race 3 that'll be coming up after the heat race number 2. And what's set for a 150-lap feature race, Dakota, at New Smyrna Speedway. Again, last time we were here, week number 3, 11 cautions, 58 under the yellow. Tonight we're going to see a less amount of caution flags and a less amount of caution laps, Dakota. I think these guys are more than halfway through the season, and they're kind of getting used to each other.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, they are, halfway through the season and getting used to each other still, but this is an extremely tricky track, and I think a lot of these guys are figuring out when they go too low in the corner, if they enter the wrong way, they drive the corner the wrong way, they will spin the car out, and that can be a cause of a lot of cautions. So they're obviously trying to take it easier, and hopefully we see more green flag racing tonight as the field is getting set for heat race number 2. It will be Stephen Matthews and Jay Goodwin on the front row there as they get set to roll maybe here.
Next, row 2 is going to be the number 24 machine of Mark Williams. To his outside, the 6 of Nathan Doherty.
And how about, I believe it'll be Don Steves and Tracy Foster making up the whole next row in the 01 and the 2 car.
And then you've got the 53 car as well in that mix, Stephen Arsenault. And then the 45 machine of Patrick Healy, the last row. And then the 29 machine of Dave Dyer is going to round out the field here. 1 less car than last race, Dakota. The pace lights are still on the car. We're going to go 1 more here, flagman. 1 to go, and we're going to go green next time by.
And as we're hearing that Arsenault will not be on track this heat race, maybe next heat race, not quite confirmed yet for some reason, but as the field works through turns 3 and 4, getting set for the green flag, it will be Stephen Matthews and Jay Goodwin leading them to the green flag. Green flag is out. Goodwin going with a huge run on the outside already, going to the line. It's going to be Goodwin at the line to lead the first, or to lead them to the green flag. Here comes Matthews back on the inside. They're side by side coming off of turn number 2 now, still side by side, going with a huge run down the backstretch. I think he's got the lane choice that you really want here, as that Matthews kind of stuck on the bottom there.
Oh man, Jake Goodwin's going to lead. He's going to lead right there at the line. Dakota 98 now goes back underneath in turn 2. And this little short half-mile racetrack, man, there's some side-by-side racing for it now.
Yeah, you see, Matthews almost has him clear. Here comes Goodwin trying to maybe look for the crossover. Not quite. As Matthews gets loose, here comes Goodwin back on the outside, side by side into turn number 1.
And you got to thank Mark Williams, who's sitting there third, as Matthews almost loses it right in front of him. Gives him a little tap. Now he looks underneath, going into turn 3. The 9 also there for the 6 of Nathan Doherty.
Guys did a good job of not spinning out there. Is a nice save by Matthews, and a nice job. It's a 24. Mark Williams with not running over him entirely. As you see now, Matthews shooting the car way up the track there. As here comes Williams on the inside.
That did allow Williams to sneak up underneath him. And to that high lane, we saw Jake Goodwin get up there and use it a little bit. Now can we see Steve Matthews as he's still pulling the trigger on the Mark Williams machine going into turn 1 and 2.
Still side by side. Williams is going to be barely clear. Matthews getting right on the bumper. Look like he's going for the inside. He's shooting for it. He's going to get the apron. Will he get loose? Looks like he's got control of the machine. There they go, side by side, almost making contact. And it's
wow, this is good, Dakota.
Yeah, for sure. As Matthews had it going into turn, and here comes Williams back on the inside. Going to maybe try to make the crossover work here.
He looked, but he was denied. Matthews pulling down the curtain, not letting him by, as Mark Williams is going to have to sit there in third. Now look at the battle here shaping up for 4th and 5th. The 6 of Nathan Doherty just got passed by Don Steeves in that black Chevrolet. Now Nathan Doherty's being passed by the Deuce on the backstretch into turn 3.
Yeah, Tracy Foster going around on the inside, going to get completely and entirely clear without a problem there. How about Patrick Healy also trying to work up to the bumper of Nathan Doherty and try to get around him in the 45 machine there. As you see him just kind of following right now, maybe losing a little bit of the time at Doherty here.
And now Jake Goodwin has pulled away to about a 15-car length lead out of turn 4 down the front stretch, a little over halfway now complete. Stephen Matthews running second. Mark Williams about 3-car lengths behind. Can Mark Williams catch back up? Remember, every position counts, because where you finish here will be in an order of fashion of where you'll be lining up in the main race, the feature that's coming up here shortly.
2 laps remaining in heat number 2 at New Smyrna Speedway. It is, like you said, Jake Goodwin leading the way with Stephen Matthews in second, Mark Williams in third. Don Steeves is sitting currently in 4th position, and Tracy Foster in 5th. Nathan Doherty in 6th, Patrick Healy in 7th, and I do believe Dave Dyer is currently in 8th position with the white flag now coming out. Jake Goodwin taking the white flag. Here we go, one more time.
So one more time around the .48 mile racetrack, and then we'll see the checkers in the air as Jake Goodwin, more than likely out of turn 4, is going to keep it, and he will win heat race number 2. With Jake Goodwin, good fashion for him. Good race that these guys put on here in the front pack with Stephen Matthews and Mark Williams. Don Steve making that good pass there on Nathan Doherty earlier. Good racing here in heat race number 2.
Trying to recap here, it was Jake and Stephen Matthews and Mark Williams taking the top 3 positions here.
And of course, that's just heat race number 2. Heat race number 3 already starting to get gridded up here, Dakota. Then we'll have the big one, the 150 lapper, the Canon Security Incorporated 150. Of course, we're going to get a little bit into that sponsor before the actual big race starts. And again, Martin Landry, you're going to want to watch this guy tonight. He's running a special paint scheme, the number 20 machine. We saw him already in heat race number 1. And we'll see him again tonight in the feature.
How about it will be Ronald McKay starting from the first position, the front row here with the 22 on his outside. The 22 is indeed Keith Mack.
And then we'll see the number 34 machine of Mike Rhino and the 88 of Kevin Savory.
Next will be Craig Weagle and also Craig McDonald making up the next row.
Next row is Jeff Gilmet in the number 12 machine, and to his outside is going to be the number 3 of Jared Butcher.
Vic Greenwood rounding out the field here. Stefan Arsenault will not be in this race either. Curious as to whether we'll see him return to the track later.
Coming out of turn 4 here, pace speed. This is still under pace. 1 lap to go now at the line. The flagman gives them the 1 finger. That is the index finger, which signals 1 lap to go until we go green. 10-lap shootout. Again, Dakota, could we see some remnants of last heat race number 2? Little side-by-side action. We got the 97 of McKay up there. And Keith Mack, you know Keith Mack, buddy. He knows how to make it fun.
Definitely does. He's coming back a few weeks ago from a suspension. I do believe it was a suspension or a week off. Coming back and trying to do something with these guys. As the green flag's out, it's going to be Keith Mack looking for the jump. Not quite going to have it. Ronald McKay and him even at the line and heading into turn number 1. It looks like Ronald McKay will just be able to clear Mack without a problem.
Keith Mack now looking underneath the 97, perhaps. No, gives him a little bump coming into turn 3. Dakota sets the 97 up a little bit squirrely, but he'll save it coming off 4 as the 22, the double deuce of Keith Mack hangs on to it. Now he looks in 2.
And how about Rhino and Savory side by side back there for 3rd position? The 88 and the 34 going out of 88 with a huge run going down into turn number 3. Going to lose a lot of time because there goes Rhino on the inside. Almost clear for Rhino, but looks like Savory way loose. Somebody had smoke off the car somewhere. Not sure what was going on there. And
yeah, the
Savory going to lose another spot to Craig McDonald now.
Yeah, the 88 almost lost it. They could have put up a puff and powder of smoke there for Craig McDonald, but he squeezed by as now he sits in 4th position. The 88 now in 5th. Jeff Gilmet back there in 6th, but the battle for the lead continues to wage on. In my opinion, about a half of a car length. Keith Mack closes the gap down the backstretch.
And Keith Mack doing a fantastic job of staying right on the bumper of Ronald McKay here. As he's looks like Mack using the very inside, able to make a huge run to the center, but McKay has the big arc off the corner and has a whole lot of momentum down the straightaway because of it. Here's
bad news for the 08 machine, Dakota. Craig Weigel, heavy smoke pouring from the machine. He's down on pit road. He's going to be claiming himself out of this race. As continuing to lead is Ronald McKay, and he's opened up quite a bit of a gap now to Keith Mack, who runs 2nd.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I've been watching Mack, and he got really sideways last corner, coming off last corner, and that is something that can happen now, as we've been told halfway by race control.
The battle kind of wages on here for 4th and 5th place, I guess you could call it. Craig McDonald in the 9 machine battling with the 88 of Kevin Savory. We know Kevin can use the high lane right now. He chooses to use the bottom. Coming out of turn 2, a little bit of a run, but the 9 of Craig McDonald shuts the door in turn 3.
Definitely, here's watching this again. Savory is, yeah, looks like McDonald really sideways there. He's going to save it, and Savory all over the bumper. They're going to make contact a little bit.
Oh!
Nobody's spun. They're going to save it, but they're going to definitely have a gap between them now here. Savory kind of backed up a little bit.
We've just seen the right glove go out the right side window of the 88 machine of Kevin Savory. Will we see the left coming into turn 1? The left glove stays on for now as they exit turn 1. Enter in turn 2. Now the 88 takes the left and throw it out the window as he looks underneath him.
Yeah, it looks like he's got the back guys getting a little loose, but here he comes back on the inside again. He's going to get extremely loose. Save it again. 88 extremely sideways off the corners with 1 lap remaining here for the leaders. It's Savory look on the inside of McDonald here. This is for a few spots behind the leader here. Oh, somebody spun around here in the back. That was Jarrett Butcher in the 3.
Yeah, the leaders got by fine too, just to mention, as the 9, Craig McDonald, will hang on to 4th and Savory 5th. 3rd belonged to Mike Rhino. 2nd was Keith Mack. And the 97 Dakota, Ronald McKay, hanging on to the lead to win heat race number 3 here at New Smyrna.
Yeah, fantastic job by McKay to hang on to that. Keith Mack kind of fell off a little bit. I was watching maybe handling issues on the 22. We might have to watch out for that later on in the race. And how about Mike Rhino coming home 3rd, doing a fantastic job of hanging on to his machine as well.
Yeah, Mike Rhino did a fantastic job in that number 34 machine. Started 3rd in his heat race tonight and finished 3rd. Can't complain about that.
Definitely can't now, as we're trying to see if we can't rally up any of our heat race winners here. I do believe we should have at least one here. So I know we have Ricky Arbeau about to join us momentarily, trying to get the headset on him. Ricky Arbeau, you got the headset on?
Yeah, definitely.
Man, you went out there and basically dominated your race, and you're coming back for vengeance here. Last time at New Smyrna, you had a fantastic car. Can you go out there and win the feature race with the track position you gained with this heat race win?
Well, we got a solid car. We're in good shape. We'll see how it goes. We'll go in for the points and take what we can get, and just make the best of the night and take a good car.
And this feature race is 150 laps. How much are tires and fuel going to play into this race, if at any?
Tires will, yeah. Fuel, not so much. Well, at least not myself. As usual, I'm always good to go on fuel. There's never a question there. It's just holding up the tires. I did a lot of testing this week, and We were heating up the right rear tire, same thing as last week at Martin's or Thompson, sorry, and pretty sure we got it figured out. I think we're in good shape.
All right, thank you, Ricky, and wish you the best of luck in the feature race here.
Yeah, 10-4, guys. Hope you guys enjoy the show.
And there was your heat race number 1 winner. Now is where I believe we're trying to get Stephen Matthews, who well, not Stephen Matthews. We do want to get Jake Goodwin, who was heat race number 2 winner. And I believe we have Jake now. Jake, man, you got a copy?
Yep.
Man, you barely snuck by to win your heat race number 2 over Stephen Matthews. Fantastic job. How'd you do it, man?
I think the outside, if you're trying to pass, the outside's probably the preferred line.
And Jake, man, what do you got for this feature race? Can you maybe do the same thing you did there in your heat race number 2?
I'd hope to, but as long as I get a good clean finish, I'd be happy.
And Jake, man, you kind of dominated early last week at Thompson, but fell back to 3rd just barely at the end. Is that kind of affecting your confidence coming into the night, or are you going to come in and try to win it with everything you can here?
No, yeah, it's a new track, new night, try to go hard anyway.
Alright, Jake, I wish you the best of luck in the feature race here.
Yeah, thanks.
And as now, I believe we're trying to get Ronald McKay, who was heat race number 3 winner. After starting from the pole, we have Ronald McKay now. Ronald, you got a copy?
Yes, I got you.
Man, you started from the pole. You had a little bit of company for a few laps, and Keith Mack looked like he fell off. Is that something you're expecting to see maybe in this feature race to maybe sneak away with a win here?
Well, we'll have to see. We don't really know how good our car is. There's a lot of fast cars in the field, so hopefully that's what will happen. We had a decent car in practice. I don't think we've got any blistering speed in the car, but it stays comfortable for quite a few laps and doesn't fall off too bad. So hopefully that'll just play into our hands.
And do you know what the secret to passing is here at New Smyrna Speedway?
Yeah, be very careful. You got to set a guy up. If you can get the car to stick on the top, you can make some passes up there. But most of the time, what I find, anyways, you got to beat the guy into the corner and then beat him through the center. And if you can do that, then you pretty much got him at the next corner, because it's really hard to hang on. We haven't been able to get our car to hang on very good on the top at all, so we'll see how the race goes. Maybe later on in laps, when you get some heat in the tires and that, it might come in a little bit, but right now we're kind of struggling on the top.
Ronald, do you know of any setup issues or anything with the track that might be causing any drivers out there problems handling-wise, or maybe a lot of the field here?
Well, I think that everybody's still suffering a little bit from the new tire model that was introduced back a number of weeks ago, and this is the first time we've been at this track since then. I know our car was really, really good here when we were here early in the season, and we got caught up in something and still managed to finish in the top 10. And when we came back here this time, the car was not nearly as good. We worked on it pretty hard all weekend.
Alright, Ron, and wish you the best of luck in the feature race here tonight.
Alright, thanks guys. Have a good night.
Thank you. Hope to hear from him again. But there were your 3 winners for the heat races, and again, want to recap heat race number 1 with the Ricky Arbeau. Carter Wilson came home 2nd. Brad Eddy in the third position. Jake Goodwin came home with the win in heat number 2. Stephen Matthews 2nd, and Mark Williams in 3rd. Ronald McKay won heat number 3 with Keith Mack in 2nd, and Mike Rhino coming home in 3rd position. As I believe we are just a bit into practice here. Yeah, it was still into practice here, so we're going to go ahead and cut away to a quick commercial break. We'll be right back in just a few moments with action at New Smyrna Speedway with the feature race here.
you're a serious online racing enthusiast, you need Derek Spear Design, maker of high-quality, custom-built, and 50-caliber strong simulation racing products like button boxes, shifter pedals, component parts, and more. The advantage a championship sim racing driver needs. Rated 10 out of 10 by Inside Sim Racing TV. Check out his line of top-shelf sim racing products, reasonably priced at DerekSpearDesigns.com, and buckle in for a no-nonsense ride. DerekSpearDesigns.com today, cowboy.
Alright, we're back live at New Smyrna Speedway, getting set here just on a little bit here to go into the race here, the feature race here at New Smyrna Speedway with the Maritime iRacing League. And I do want to say this is for the Canon Security Inc. 150 here.
Absolutely, Dakota, and of course you can check them out at protectyourfort.ca, being of St. John, New Brunswick. And Canon Security Incorporated, which is CSI, is the premium provider of fire and security products including fire alarms, burglar alarms, card access systems, and video surveillance networks. CSI has been serving our loyal customer service base since 2004 with some of the most qualified technicians in the industry. We are the proud service southeastern New Brunswick, including Fredericton, St. John, Moncton, and all points in between eastern Canada. And CSI was originally rooted within the fire and burglar alarm industry, but has since grown into expanding new fields, including structured cabling, home theater design, and home automation. And today, they serve a large number of clients, Dakota, that even before and look forward to offering the customers exciting new products and ever-improving service in the near future.
And again, Martin Landry in the 20 is running a paint scheme for them. You can see that 20 car when we get into the feature race. Not sure where he'll be starting, but you don't want to miss that car. Definitely a fantastic looking car.
Too, just want to point out a fact that some of the probations and suspensions, some of the suspensions are two drivers. The 18 of Chuck Morehouse, you will not see him tonight. He is under a one-race suspension. Incident point threshold has been reached. Is the cause of that suspension. And then the 50 machine, Blake Cullycutt, also same reason, incident point threshold was reached. Also a one-race suspension, so we'll see those guys back next week. And some of the probations here tonight, we see the 42 of Dylan Duvall is on probation, but he is not here tonight. Dylan is under probation for the rest and completion of 2013 MIRL season for unsportsmanlike conduct. Robert Lee is on a one-race probation for unsportsmanlike conduct. And Keith Mack, Dakota, who is here tonight, who will be starting in the 6th position, as it seems so far, is on probation as well for the complete 2013 spring late model season for unsportsmanlike conduct towards other racers and admins, abuse of chat privileges, and a little bit of foul language. And I got the okay to release probation reasonings and suspension reasonings from Tim Terry. So, no harm, no foul, Dakota.
Yeah, now we're going to go ahead and go trackside for the Canadian anthem.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love, in all thy sons' command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. from far and wide. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
And now trackside for the command. Yeah, so as we get set, we're on the grid. And it is Ricky Arbo and Jake Goodwin rolling off 1 and 2 here at New Smyrna Speedway.
Third quickest on the board, the 97 machine, Ronald McKay. The 27 rolls off fourth. That's Carter Wilson.
Stephen Matthews will be fifth with Keith Mack in 6th position.
New rookie comer, Brad Eddy. And the 72 machine rolls off seventh tonight to his outside in the 8th position, the 2-4 of Mark Williams.
Mike Rhino in 9th position with the 20 car, Martin Landry in 20th position in a fantastic looking Canon security car.
Rolling off 11th in the 01 machine, Don Steves to his outside door, the 9 of Craig McDonald's.
Tracy Foster and Kevin Savory make up the next row.
Tim Terry in the 99 machine rolls off 15th tonight to his outside, the 6 of Nathan Doherty.
How about Jeff Gilmet in 17th position with Mike Rayburn in 18th.
19th, Patrick Healy. 20th, the 11 of Vic Greenwood.
21st, Travis Roma. And 22nd, the 15 of Mike Alexander.
23rd belongs to the 53 of Stephen Arsenault. To his outside, Craig Wiggle.
Dave Dyer and Doug Hewley make up the next row with Garrett Butcher running out the field.
So 27 drivers. 26 currently on the track. We've got Craig Wiggle down on pit road. We'll get to that in a minute as we go green, Dakota.
Yeah, green flag's out. Arbo getting a pretty good restart. Goodwin not quite doing what he did in his heat race. So he went around the outside to win the race, to actually get the track position and went on to win the race. So it is Arbo sneaking away with the lead here early on in New Smyrna Speedway, maybe trying to pull a gap here is what it looks like he's doing a little bit as Ronald McKay is in 3rd position now after starting 3rd, still in line in this spot. We're side by side, the 22 and the 98, Stephen Matthews and Keith Mack back there for, I believe, 5th position.
Craig Wiggle in the number 08 car. Way off pace here, Josh Harbinson, who's down on pit road tonight. Josh, what's the latest on Craig Wiggle early on?
Well, Craig started from the pits instead of he didn't get an EOL. He started from the pits, so he missed the start.
Caution, Josh, the 38 machine, Travis Roma, as you were talking about Craig Wiggle, who may get a lap back, but it actually started up front of Roma, Dakota, and it looked to have been up the 20 machine of Martin Landry, who's in that CSI car tonight.
Yeah, the Canon security car looks like, as you're watching them, the 88, Kevin Sayer, I mean, he was in 12th position going into turn number, I want to say this is turn number 1. Yeah, this is turn number 1 on lap 3. Goes into the corner with Kevin Savory just kind of maybe overdriving the corner and turning the 20 car around and into the outside wall there.
Also involved with that wreck, Dakota, is going to be Travis Roma, as I mentioned. The 3 car, the 53 car, Dave Dyer, I'm hearing. Vic Greenwood, Mike Rayburn, a couple of these guys in a little bit of a fender bender, if you will. And I believe the 45 of Patrick Healy came to a stop. Actually, no, he hit Dave Dyer. So he was even involved. About 6 or 7 cars right there, Dakota, all piled up like a Walmart parking lot in turn 2 and 1.
Yeah, for sure. A little bit of a parking lot, Walmart parking lot. I would go for more of a Target, you know, less populated. we're still pacing here
Target.
at New Smyrna Speedway.
You know, I was wondering, as I said, Walmart parking lot, you know, I would imagine that the Canadians have Walmart there.
It's possible.
Now, the lucky dog
yeah, Craig Wiggle
will be
is the lucky dog.
Craig Wiggle? Yeah, Craig
It
Wiggle.
is
And
Craig Wiggle in the 08.
Josh, let's talk about Craig Wiggle. You know, we were in the process of doing it. Was he having a strategy there where he started from pit road?
He just started from the pits. He didn't want to get involved in the, the first lap wrecks, people overdriving, getting used, shaking their nerves off. He did not want to get involved in that, so he decided to start from the pits.
Not a bad move there, Dakota.
Not a bad one that some people here are rather familiar with here is it will keep him not damaged because he would have started in the back, so now he's not damaged. He didn't pile drive into that wreck, and he's getting his lap back, so he should be on the lead lap now.
Right now showing 4 drivers off the lead lap. Patrick Healy 1 lap down, Vic Greenwood 1 lap down, Travis Roma 1 lap down, and Craig Wiggle does receive the waiver around Dakota. He will be back on the lead lap. Next caution. We're being now told that next caution that Craig will get the lucky dog. Now the caution's been thrown out.
Yeah, I think something going wrong here is they've delayed the caution, maybe to allow Craig Wiggle to get back around and try to straighten this up, but we were double fog gun it. We were going to go green flag this time. Caution waved out, so we're going to go again next time. That is the officials doing. Not quite sure exactly what the ruling is behind that. We will figure that out and let you know as soon as we know.
Now, I guess we kind of have to count that as a caution number 2, so I've written it down. That's 2 cautions tonight because it will show up that way. Last time we were at New Smyrna, Dakota, there was 11 cautions, 58 laps in which 100 was completed, but 58 under the caution flag. So it'll be fun to try to see if tonight we can turn some things around a little bit.
And have clarification, it was thrown by the admins to make sure that the field was lined up correctly with the green flag here. As the green flag is out, Arbo getting a pretty good lead. He's going to have Jay Goodwin coming right on his bumper here. Goodwin getting an extremely good restart. Not quite going to be on his outside. Still kind of hanging in there, though. So it looks like McKay almost ran over Goodwin going into turn number 3 there.
Good run right now for Jake Goodwin. He's about half of a car length behind the leader, Ricky Arbo, who kind of gets a little loose in turn 1. But corrects the car and comes out of turn 2 with a full head of steam. And it's the back here in 5th now, shaping up. Carter Wilson, Stephen Matthews getting a little love bump from the 22. Keith Mack as they exit forward.
Yeah, how about Wilson all the way up on the outside by himself, Mr. Excitement. He's making it work. Looks like he was almost going to get around 22. He gets the wall a little bit. Wilson all right, though. Looks like he's still hanging in there, still on the outside of the 22 of Keith Mack. Mack kind of getting around him now, as now he's going to be side by side with the 72 of Brad Eddie. And that is a newcomer, the rookie here in the Maritime iRacing League. His first race here tonight at New Smyrna Speedway with the 34. Mike Ryan away off the pace up high, going back in a hurry. That is was 9th position. Now getting passed by Kevin Savory. Looks like he might have got the problem fixed. Maybe just hit the wall coming off the corner or something. Lost a lot of speed there.
Remember, as we continue to race green here tonight, that on Thursday nights you can catch the Real Sim Racing Series, Inside Sim Racing, which is sponsored by Inside Sim Racing. Your first and best choice for all the news and reviews in online motorsports. Join Darren Ganji and Sean Cole for the latest and greatest in product reviews, simulation auto racing games for PCs and the Xbox crowd. From steering wheels to full-size racing rigs, updates on popular racing games, and a whole lot more, Dakota. The yellow pages for the online auto racing, Inside Sim Racing has it all. Visit them at isrtv.com or InsideSimRacing.tv.
That is the Asphalt Assault Series that is on Thursday nights, and sponsoring in part with Inside Sim Racing TV, the RSR Asphalt Assault Series on Thursday nights. Derek Spear Design manufactures top-shelf simulation racing components such as pedals, shifters, button boxes, and more. Reasonably priced. This is the kind of gear a championship racing driver needs. Bulletproof and boot stomping strong. See us gear at DerekSpearDesigns.com. Now watching back here, 12th position, Mike Mann working underneath the 88, and Kevin Savory now looks like Rhino again went back quite a bit earlier. I think he got the wall or something, but trying to make a comeback now on the inside of the guy that just turned around him just a few laps ago. As he's almost clear, not quite. Here comes Savory with a run back on the outside. He's going to be cut off by Steve. He's got to check up, and it will be I believe the 34. Mike Rhino really has the momentum right now. If he can get around the 88, he should be all right. As the 88 gets loose, he's going to have that momentum going into 3. He is clear for a moment, but with that last year, it looks like 88 going way high will definitely. There's the 34 getting sideways.
Dakota, that is a really good battle for 12th position, and what essence is really for a top 10, because that's who's in front of them. Mark Williams up there now in the 9th position, 10th position, and all those guys are kind of scattering here as they're almost 3 wide back here with Mike Alexander and Savory and Steves as they rocket down the backstretch for trying to get into that top 10 position.
Yeah, sir. Don Steves gets sideways. Alexander on the bumper there. Looks like make a little bit of contact, but not much there. As it is Mike Rhino clearing those two and going around in 11th position now. So fantastic job by Mike Rhino moving up, and now setting the sights on Mark Williams for what should be a top 10 position here. Is Mike Alexander back there in 15 machine? Oh, trouble! Alexander. I was just about to talk about a 12th position. Looks like he comes out. He gets the. Watch this come off of turn number 4. And Steves gets the wall, it comes down into him, and he's going to turn the 15 and the 88 of Alexander and Savory. So Don Steves running into trouble here.
Yeah, and Mike Alexander's car doesn't look pretty, Dakota. A lot of right rear damage to that machine, and I'm looking back on my monitor here, and Don Steves just got in the wall and kind of came off of it, and that was all she wrote.
Yeah, and unfortunate luck there for the 15 Alexander and Kevin Savory, because they had nowhere to go, had no idea what was going on. When he just hit the wall and came down, there was nothing he could really do either.
Now, last
lucky dog will be Travis Roma in the 08 of Craig Weagle.
Remember, Dakota, last time at New Smyrna, race number 3 in this series, Mike Alexander finished in 2nd position. So he's back here now and being shown in 22nd position in that 15 car. He's got some damage to that machine now. It'll be interesting to see if the crew can go to work on it, fix the damage, get the tires on it, get the gas in it, and send it out on its way. But again, Mike Alexander, 2nd position last time out here at New Smyrna. Not looking real pretty right now for him now.
Yeah, extremely unfortunate here is Alexander now sitting on pit road. Don Steves coming back down, and I believe this has put Alexander a lap down here. Don Steves is already a lap down also. Dave Dyer, how about Dave Dyer? 16 laps down right now. Patrick Healy a lap down. Vic Greenwood also a lap down right now. Travis Roma and Kevin Savory, Lucky Dogs. I believe what happened with, or it wasn't Kevin Savory, it was Lucky Dog. It was the 08. I believe what they did with Craig Weagle was they waved him, gave him the go-by, and he went down pit road, I want to say, and that kind of canceled that out, so he had to wait for the next caution flag to be waved around the field to get back on the lead lap here, as he is back on the lead lap in 13th position, and it, again, is now also Mike, or not Mike Rhino, excuse me, but the 38 of Travis Roma getting the wave around.
Someone asked, Dakota, where is my guy running? So we're going to go through the top 5 in points as they stand right now and where they run on the racetrack currently as we're working caution number 3. And Ricky Arbeau, the man who's first in points, is first on the racetrack right now in that 61 Chevrolet. Second in points is also second on the Speedway at New Smyrna, Jake Goodwin in that 48. And then third position, Dakota Steve Matthews, third in points. Currently 4th on the racetrack. Jarrett Butcher, who's 5th currently on the racetrack, is all the way back 30th position in points as we get ready to go back green here.
Yeah, green flag is out, pace car is off. Ricky Arbeau gets set to lead him to the green flag. Jake Goodwin got a tremendous start on the outside. Going to be side by side heading in turn number 1. Lap car 88, Kevin Savory on the inside. That's going to almost cause trouble. Not quite though, as now Savory and Goodwin still side by side for the lead. Goodwin has a huge run into turn number 3. Still on the outside. He's holding on. With Arbeau getting sideways out the corner, losing a lot of speed there. He's got no more momentum as he's trying to hang on and just try to get to the corner and try to hope to build the speed off the corner. As now it's going to be Goodwin almost clear of the 61 Arbeau here.
Man, Goodwin is looking really good up high here at New Smyrna. He's working. He's led last lap. He leads this time by Ricky Arbeau stuck on the bottom. Now he gets tagged from the 97.
Follow McKay.
Turn 1.
Max around. A lot of cars around there.
Oh, man. It is a Target parking lot in turn 1 and 2, Dakota.
Yeah, and I'm watching this in slow motion. Just looks like McKay missed his braking point or wasn't expecting Arbeau to brake that early. And ran right to the back of him, turned him around here. And we watch this. Looks like Keith Mack trying to miss McKay, spins it out on the inside. And he'll have company, I want to say, from the new guy. So Eddie, and I see the 12 back there spun around. A lot of cars spun around. A lot of cars have nowhere to go and make contact. Wilson, Williams, the 44, all kinds of cars caught up in the mayhem here. The 38 almost caught up again. Will be caught up again. Kevin Sabry sneaking through at the very end after stopping and pulling over. And Tim Terry, I want to say, actually got through this. Might be a first for Tim Terry.
And Dakota, you know, looking back at that replay, I've rewound it and looked at it about 4 or 5 times, and it does. It looks like Ricky Arbeau may have gotten on the brakes just a little earlier than the 97 machine expected, and Ronald McKay just squares him up and turns him around in turn 1. Keith Mack was involved as well, and I'm looking at some other people's braking points, and it just looks like Arbeau got on them a little earlier than usual. And that's what set off the chain reaction, caution number 4 now on the racetrack.
We got to think. I mean, he's been trying to go side by side with Jay Goodwin. You don't want to drive it deep into the corner because there's a huge chance your car will push up and spin that guy. So, you know, I would kind of expect him to brake a little bit early, but I think he braked a little bit too early, maybe, and that might have been the cause of the wreck.
Yeah, and again, to 97 Ronald McKay's credit, no way of knowing that. You know, that you're going to brake. You can't come over the radio and the race communications every time that you go to brake. I mean, nothing would be able to ever get done. So it's just one of those racing accidents. You know, it's just like a freeway accident. You don't know when someone's going to just, you know, come around the corner until it's too late and you're caught up in a wreck. But you know, that's how some stuff is in racing. And Ricky Arbeau continues to lead in points, but now it may be a different story here tonight. He's in 17th spot. He's 69 up, though, on Jay Goodwin, as you mentioned before pre-race.
Yeah, for sure. And now I'm going back to look at this one more time, man. And Josh, we're getting reports real quick before we go back green here that Mike Alexander has taken the left turn into the garage area. He finished 2nd last time here at New Smyrna.
Yeah, they pulled that car back. They don't expect to get it back out, but they're going to Crew's trying to work on it, so we'll see what happens. But right now, too much damage to continue.
Showing back there in 26, Dakota.
I wonder what's going to be done with Ricky Arbeau.
Yeah. As we get ready to go back green here, Ricky Arbeau is coming now out of pit road here, not going to be able to catch. Yeah, lap down, not going to be able to catch the field as we go back green here. In the 48 of Jay Goodwin leads them into turn 1 as the 98 of Matthews going to try to pull a little bit of cliffhanger on the outside in turn 2.
Yeah, he gets loose. Goodwin's the only car I've actually seen make that outside stick. You see Matthews get extremely sideways trying to do it. Goodwin's going to be able to get away from that. You remember it was Matthews and Goodwin that made the outside work. Heat race number 2, Goodwin going to run Matthews for the win. So you got to think maybe a little bit of a rivalry there because Matthews wants to beat Goodwin, maybe wanting to sneak away because they couldn't win the heat race and maybe try to get the feature race here.
Now, real quick, Jake Goodwin, last time out at New Smyrna, Dakota, didn't even show up for the race. Actually, he finished 18th. Yeah, New Smyrna last time out. 3rd week of the season, Jake Goodwin finished 18th, and he's looking a lot better tonight, running first.
Definitely having a lot better night, running in first position.
Yeah, talking about last time out at New Smyrna, race number 3 of the season. Jake Goodwin finished 18th tonight. He's leading the race. And also, too, Stephen Matthews won the thing, and look at him. He's running second right now.
And Matthews working in a good spot there, looking a little bit sideways out the course, same as the 97 or Ronald McKay, but both kind of second together. I think Jay Goodwin might have a class of the field car again if our boat wasn't wrecked out. I think we definitely have a good race between the two right now, but it looks like Goodwin kind of pulling away from these guys.
You are watching the Cannon Security Incorporated 150 New Smyrna Speedway live on ETV. As caution is out, Dakota, for the 5th time tonight.
It was Eddie, Brad Eddy, in 4th position of the 72 car, the new guy. Watching him go into turn number 3 on lap 41. Drives in maybe a little bit too hard, a little bit too deep. Clips the apron, comes up and gets McKay. McKay saves it, but he turns it around right in front of Martin Landry in the 20. Cannon security car there, and he gets it going again. Not much damage to the car, but there will be a little bit, and I believe the toe might be knocked out in that 72 machine also.
So that will bring the field down pit road 35 miles an hour. I think I can run faster on a treadmill than that. 35's real slow on pit road as they come down to you, Josh. 48 machines down and away.
Yeah, the 48 of Jake Goodwin, he's going to take 4 tires. He's going to take fuel. The same for the 98 of Stephen Matthews. So we'll see which one of them can get down and away first.
Kind of looks like the 97 overshot the pit wall there a little bit, Dakota, but tires are up on that machine. That's pretty close. Of course, you are watching, Dakota, the HD Radio Network. Home of the ETV Live Radio. The HD Radio Network gives you variety stations to choose from, including the big 80s metal, all HDR classics, all HDR country, and a whole lot more. Take your pick and rock your brains out. HD Radio Network stations are featured on iTunes Radio, TuneIn Radio, and listed on the Windows Media Guide. Listen today from hdradionetwork.com, or take it with you and get the mobile app from tunein.com.
Definitely is yeah, that is it.
And so now we'll just kind of give you a run through the top 10 here, folks that's watching. The number 1 machine on the racetrack currently, Craig McDonald. Tim Terry 2nd, Mike Rayburn 3rd, Jake Goodwin 4th, Stephen Matthews 5th, Ronald McKay 6th, Keith Mack 7th, Martin Landry 8th, and the 9th position car belongs to the Deuce of Tracy Foster and Mark Williams. The number 24 car rounds out the top 10, Mike Rhino 11th, the 12 in 12th of Jeff Gilmet, 13 belongs to Patrick Healy, Stephen Arsenault rounds out 14th, and 15th currently still on the lead lap, the 08 of Craig Weagle. Doug Hubley is 16th right now, Dakota, 1 lap down. And some of the other drivers that's also down there, Travis Roma, Vic Greenwood, Brad Edie, Ricky Arbo, Carter Wilson, Nathan Doherty, Jarrett Butcher, Don Steves, Kevin Savory, Mike Alexander, and Dave Dyer.
A lot of cars down there on pit, or were down there on pit road. Tell you what, I better, get live here, but Craig McDonald up front with Mike Rayburn on his outside, getting set for the restart here. McDonald hanging way back. There he goes. Green flag's out. He's not really rolling. The 14 kind of getting confused there. Rayburn going backwards. There goes Goodwin to the inside of Rayburn. Side by side, it's going to be McDonald with the lead still, but here comes Jake Goodwin with a huge run. Mike Rayburn, the 14 machine, going backwards in a hurry there. On the outside was second. He's going to go way back. He's all the way back to 5th already in just half a lap here. That's Craig McDonald coming around. Going to lead 1 lap here under green flag conditions. And kind of still holding on here is Jake Goodwin kind of coming to the bumper pretty good there.
Oh, and he's pressuring him, Dakota. He's pressuring him real bad. And 2, the 48 also has pressure from behind him. The 98 of Matthews. This caution's back out for the 6th time. It looks like a big one on the backstretch. And it
Travis Roma involved again. Ooh.
Yeah, it looked like it started with Roma up there. A lot of black smoke and tire rubber on the racetrack right now.
Yeah, it did start with Roma up there as I'm watching that. Kind of coming down. He gets loose. He gets the outside wall, comes down, collects the 88 of Kevin Savory, and I see Tim Terry wrecked. I don't know exactly how Tim Terry wrecked in that deal. We'll go back and look at exactly what happened to Tim. But a lot of cars also wrecking behind him, I guess, because if you watch Tim, just looks like maybe he gets on the brakes when he sees it. Yeah, he gets on the brakes and spins it and gets clipped once by the 07 or 01 of Don Steves there. So Tim taking a little bit of damage trying to miss the wreck. Maybe brake bias not dialed in correctly in 99 machine there.
And the LD, which is formerly known as the Lucky Dog, belongs to the number 44 machine on the racetrack, which is Doug Hubley. And that'll put him back on the lead lap, I assume, in 15th position, where he'll meet up with 14th place car Craig Weagle.
Well, while we're pacing here at New Smyrna Speedway, we're gonna go ahead and jump to commercial break here for just a moment. We'll be right back with racing action here from New Smyrna Speedway. Once again, this is ETV Live, powered by the HG Radio Network.
Hey dude, are you ready to rock and roll? If that's cool, then you need to do it over HD Radio Network. HD Radio Network, 4 stations broadcasting 24/7 with everything from metal favorites to the 80s classic rock like legendary Leonard Skinner, Electric Light Orchestra, Foreigner, and bone-rattling, skull-crushing rock and roll on hard driving radio. Bear Factory, Stone Temple Pilots, Def Leppard, and a whole lot more. HDRadionetwork.com. Take your pick and rock your brains out, dude.
Inside SimRacing.tv, the fastest show on the internet. Sim racing news and reviews since 2007, with new shows every week.
Rack Live just now under caution with Matthews and Goodwin side by side. I think Matthews might have seen the lead now that the caution is back out. It looks like it is Don Steves and Carter Wilson going at it, coming off the corner. It looks like Wilson comes underneath Steves and Steve shoving him down. Like I don't exactly know why Steve shoved him down, and they ended up wrecking there, trying to miss a lap car, wreck car. I think Steve's got spun around by Wilson. This is all the way back in 20th position. Don't quite know what that was all about though.
Well, that'll definitely make it happen, as the now Lucky Dog participant is the 11 machine of Vic Greenwood, waving around the pace car now, and should put him back on the lead lap, Dakota, in 15th spot.
Yeah, good for the 11 now, trying to get back up on the lead lap. He's a little bit closer, and actually will be on the lead lap. So, you know, now he can maybe get up there and make up a few spots. You don't know where you can run when you're a lap down, even if you're running with good cars or even in the back of the field. You're a lap down, so you're not making up any spots. When you get that lap back, you're in a lot better position because you can at least, I mean, if you're damaged, you can still at least make up a few spots on damaged cars or something of the sort.
Vic Greenwood, last time out here at New Smyrna, finished 13th. Tonight he's running 16th back on the lead lap, where he fell 1 lap down, and the only car 1 lap down at the finish of last time out at New Smyrna, Dakota, which was week 3.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, here's we're working. I want to say we're working right now. Lap 58 under caution here of 150, just about a little under 20 laps to halfway here. With Jacob went up front, Stephen Matthews in second, Keith Mack is in third, Ronald McKay in fourth, Martin Landry in fifth position after he got spun around earlier. So fantastic job by Martin in the Canon Security Inc. car, CSI car. And how about Tracy Foster in sixth position, Mike Rhino in seventh, Mark Williams in 8th position, Mike Rayburn in 9th, and Stefan Arsenault, after not being able to race in the heat races, had to start from the rear of the field. He's up to 10th position already.
Josh, down on pit road, let's talk right front tires, man. How important are the right fronts on these machines as we go pacing in turn 1?
That's where most of the pressure of the car goes in the turns, and it wears out pretty quick. They're talking about the wear on that is causing some of these problems, but also the right rear, with them sliding around, it's burning out too, so most of their right sides are wearing out. It's giving them a little bit of a problem for the ones that stay out and don't pit.
Green flag is out. Jay Goodwin taking the green flag here. He's up front. He's in front of Matthews, able to clear Matthews before the corner now, as Matthews looking like he wants to come behind Goodwin here, and not quite going to have the momentum. And how about in third position? It is Keith Mack still after he got spun around, remember, in that caution. Ronald McKay also somewhat involved in that caution. Now is their third and fourth if Mack goes around McKay here.
Still green flag racing, Dakota. Now the 97 machine in the 4th place car nearly spins it off too, but gathers himself back up. He'll hold on to the position. It's Keith Mack now working third, trying to get a hold of Stephen Matthews, but not enough reaching distance quite yet as Jake Goodwin continues to lead here.
Now Tracy Foster in 5th position doing a fantastic job of running down. McKay's way sideways, McKay's way loose. Losing a lot of time. I don't know what happened to McKay. It's like his car shut down off the corner, and he had some kind of malfunction in the steering wheel or something of the sort. I don't know, but he's back rolling and back fine now. As Mike Rhino looking underneath the 20 and Martin Landry for 6th position right now. Here comes Rhino side by side. Looks like he might clear Landry in just one attempt here. Almost cleared. Caution's out. Not sure what the caution is here, so we're looking here at here, and it says the 72 in 21st position of Brad Eddy, and I do see it now. As looks like he comes off of or going through turn 3 and 4, I want to say that is, and just gets loose, throws it up in the wall. No, this will be off of turn number 4 actually, or turn number 2, yeah. And gets loose, throws it up in the wall, comes down, and spins right into the middle of the backstretch there.
Yeah, it looked like he had it saved too, Dakota, and you know, doggone if you don't overcorrect. I mean, so many times we see all kinds of drivers doing that, even some of the big ones, the big name drivers in the series just do that overcorrect and move. It doesn't take a whole lot to overcorrect these race cars.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't, and especially here at New Smyrna. New Smyrna is a very complicated track to run laps at, I can assure you that. And these guys are doing a fantastic job. I mean, I think we could see a lot worse. We could see a lot of cautions, and these guys are doing a good job of putting on a show here. And there are complications in setups and whatnot here, especially with the late models in New Smyrna Speedway, which can make things difficult. But these guys, again, are just doing a fantastic job here in the Canon Security Inc. 150 here at New Smyrna Speedway.
And again, just a little bit of information about the Canon Security Incorporated of St. John, New Brunswick. ProtectYourFort.ca. Check them out right now on the web. Canon Security Incorporated, also known as CSI, is the premium provider of fire and security products, including fire alarms, burglar alarms, card access systems, and video surveillance networks. CSI has been serving the loyal customer base since 2004 with some of the most qualified technicians in the industry. They are proud to service the southeastern New Brunswicks, including Fredericton, St. John, Moncton, and all points in between the eastern Canadian side of things. And you know, CSI, I've checked out the website, really nice website, Dakota, and a lot of good valuable information there. I know that our company has those card access systems, and I think that's really neat stuff. I mean, you know, you got to have the card to be able to get into the gate or into the doors, and of course the fire alarm, burglar alarm. We use all that stuff, and I believe that every good household needs at least 2 or 3 of those things there that's mentioned, and you can check them out at protectyourfort.com. That's Protect Your Fort, Y-O-U-R, Fort, F-O-R-T.ca for Canada.
It's not .com, .ca, but I'll tell you what, going to go down to Pit Road. Joshua Harbison does have an update on the 97 Ronald McKay, I believe.
Yeah, I was talking about tires just a few laps ago about how them burning off will make it make the car loose. Well, that's what happened to Ronald McKay. His right rear just burned out on him in about 2 laps trying to run that high side, and as you can see, it slowed him down and cost him a lot of positions.
Yeah, definitely. Now I'm watching here. We had a delayed caution here. I want to put this on the 24, stopping on the apron, but it was on the apron, and he wasn't entirely to a stop. So I don't exactly know what would be the cause. Maybe 01 was stopped there. I'm looking now. Might have been Don Steve stopped on the track. No, it doesn't look like he was stopped either. So I'm not sure exactly what was the cause of that. But for some reason we are delayed here at New Smyrna Speedway from going green flag racing here.
And here we go. We're getting set to go back green after 8 cautions now on the Speedway. As the 48 of Jake Goodwin leading 98 machine of Stephen Matthews into turn 1. He'll follow pursuit. Maybe is he? Yes, he'll get behind him out of 2. I thought maybe he was going to try to run that outside again.
And how about 3rd position? T. Foster going underneath Mike Rhino McKay, or Rhino going way up the fence, way up next to the fence. He's going to have a huge run. Tracy Foster going backwards. I keep wanting to say Ronald McKay because I have him on my mind. The 97 was up in front of these guys. I'm guessing pitted due to the right rear issues he was having, had to get tires on the machine. But right now, all eyes on Foster in 4th position. Going to lose a lot of time. He was side by side with Mike Rhino. Mike Rhino now around him, taking off. Looking like he wants to catch the 98 of Stephen Matthews. Speaking of Matthews, look who's trying to make a run on the outside for the lead right now. It's Mr. Matthews looking for the hole. I don't think he can find it, but Goodwin right in front of him. He's right on the bumper of that 48 right now.
So far, Dakota's 15 drivers still on the lead lap is Ricky Arbeau. The points leader currently 7 out of 12 right now. 7 races out of 12 complete. This is the 8th race tonight. As now the 12 machine who is running in the number 13th position spins around and has come out with a caution on the backstretch.
Yeah, Jeff Gilman, 13th position in the 12th car. Watching this, looks like he's coming off of turn number 2, I want to say that it is, and Vic Greenwood actually, yeah, Vic Greenwood gets loose in front of him, comes down and takes out the 12. Looks like Greenwood saves it, but the 12 does not. Spins not really much to the 12 machine, but does spin and stop in the backstretch trying to get things rolling again.
So will that send the leaders down pit road? No sir, not today. The 48 machine of Goodwin continues to stay out. So does the rest of the field until you get back to 7th, where Stephen Arsenault comes down. But then again, some guys behind Arsenault, who is in 7th, stays out. Vic Greenwood, Keith Mack, some of these other guys staying out. Tim Terry. You know, Tim Terry's got that high Lindsay on the back of that machine, Dakota. I don't know if you see it or not, but you reckon earlier when old what's his name got into the back of him, he thought, "Hey, Lindsay."
Highly possible. It is highly possible, but
he got a big
75 laps in. I was gonna say, while we're 75 laps into this feature race under caution, I'm gonna do an HD Radio Network race report, mid-race report here. Gonna try to recap on all the wrecks here. Wreck number 1 was the 88, turns into the 20. Yeah, the 88 turns to 20, and that's the 88 of Kevin Savory and Martin Landry in turn 1. That was lap 3. Wreck 2 was the 01 catches the wall and takes it out, the 88 and 15. I believe he takes out the 88 and the 15 there in that caution. Wreck number 3 was the 61 of Ricky Arbeau, breaking a little early, gets run over by Ronald McKay, I do believe it was. A huge pile up in the front stretch going in turn number 1. Wreck number 4, the 72, drives in way too hard, clips 97, 72 spins, and that was, I believe, Brad Eddy, the rookie here. He will actually be in the back of the field. Actually was one of the last few cautions here. Wreck number 5, the 38 of Travis Roman gets loose, throws it into the wall, comes down and collects the 88 of Kevin Savory. Savory having a lot of bad luck here tonight. That was lap 47. The next wreck was the 01. That's Don Steves holding down Carter Wilson and almost going to run into a lap car. Wilson pulling up and ends up spinning the 01. They both basically spin trying to miss that lap car. Not sure why the 01 of Don Steves was pinching the 27. That's something for maybe Joshua Harbison to look into on pit road. And wreck number 7, we had 8 wrecks so far. Wreck number 7 was a 72 self-spin into the wall in turn 2, lap 57. Wreck 8 was the most recent caution, was the 11 spins off of 2, saves it by basically wrecking the 12 there. Again, turn 2, lap 73. And that's put us where we are, 1 to green here, pacing at New Smyrna Speedway, but getting set to go green flag racing here, Michael Keaton.
Here we go, pace car down pit road as the 48 of Goodwin leads us down 45 miles an hour to the start-finish line, and we're green flag racing. As the 98 or 98 machine of Matthews is in second, and look at Mike Rhino, straight out of the zoo, coming in turn 3. He's in third.
Right out of turn 2, but 34, I mean, sideways coming out of turn 2. It was kind of funny. But how about Steve Matthews to the outside of Jay Goodwin? Jay Goodwin going to break a little early, going to give some room to the 98 here. Steve Matthews. Matthews is going to clear Goodwin in just one attempt on the outside. Fantastic job by Matthews. I think Goodwin might have gave that up. Didn't want to race side by side for too long. As now Goodwin maybe going backwards here a little bit, because Mike Rhino now looking to pass. Now it looks like Rhino going to extremely loose hop the corner, going to move up and lose some time there.
But he still holds on to third as the 20 of Martin Landry running that CSI Cannon Security Incorporated logoed car on the racetrack right now. 4th position for him. That's good news. Martin Landry was caught up in a couple of wrecks earlier on in the race, Dakota, and that crew has been to work. And that 20 of Landry is looking pretty good out on the racetrack right now.
I do want to mention that Ricky Arbeau in 14th position, 61 car, who was taken out in one of the wrecks I mentioned, definitely got the wave around last caution. It might have been, it was the last caution, or maybe 2 cautions to go also. We got another one. So Ricky Arbeau is now back on the lead lap after getting a lucky dog caution. Is back out on the speedway here as we're looking for the wreck. It was the 14 car in 10th position of Mike Rayburn, right in front of the finish line. Looks like he's coming off of turn number 2. Gets help. Maybe not quite going to get help. He's going to get sideways by himself and go right to the inside wall. Stop. Not sure what happened. Maybe just a loose condition and could not save it when he hit the inside wall. Looks like the engine just exploded. It is gone, and now he's basically rolling at a slow speed with smoke pouring out of the engine there.
Yeah, just take a look at that. As you mentioned, the smoke pouring out of the engine of Rayburn's machine. Rayburn was running pretty good tonight, Dakota, and tough break to see it happen here late into the race. 84 laps complete now, and to see that happen, man, I tell you, it's tough.
And the lucky dog will be Mark Williams in the 24 machine.
So Mark Williams going to try to catch himself back up onto the lead lap as Ricky Arbeau did. You can't ever count Ricky out, can you? I mean, old Ricky Arbeau, you know, he gets a lot of damage to that machine. He gets down 2 laps and he wrestles himself back to the lead lap, and now he sits in 13th. And now he has a chance to come down pit road if he wants to get 4 fresh good years, or he can stay out and get a little bit of a track position. But you can't count out the man who's on top of points, been there since day 1, Dakota. As Stephen Matthews continues to run out front with Jake Goodwin 2nd, Mike Rhino 3rd, Martin Landry 4th, and look at the Chevrolet who's worked himself up to 5th now, Doug Hubley. Doug Hubley, of course, started all the way back in 26, so if a man's made the most moves tonight, it's been Doug Hubley.
Yes, now, sorry, issue there, but Stephen Matthews back up front. As we are getting set, I believe 2 to green here. We'll be going green flag racing next time by. But do want to talk about our mid-race report. Was brought to you by HC Radio Network. HC Radio Network, home of the ETV Live Radio. The HC Radio Network gives you the variety of stations to choose from, including Big 80s Metal and all HCR Classics, all HCR Country, and more. Take your pick and rock your brains out, dude. HC Radio Network stations are featured on iTunes Radio, TuneIn Radio, and all listened to in the Windows Media Guide. Listen today from HCRadionetwork.com or take it with you. Get the mobile app from TuneIn.com.
How about this, guys? Brad Addy in the number 23rd position race car, the 72 Chevrolet. Been watching the broadcast tonight. We welcome you, Miss Girlfriend of Brad Addy. And hopefully you're still tuning in. Brad's about 27 laps down right now, running 23rd, but he ran up front, Dakota.
Yeah, he's on pit road now in that 27 machine, unfortunately, but he was up front again. Got in that incident where he just drove in maybe a little bit too hard, got the apron, and then clipped the 97, spun himself around. It hasn't been able to really recover. I think he had a little bit of damage out of that when the toe was knocked out, but they definitely got the toe fixed. I think they got the toe fixed, but now he's coming in for tires. Just not his day right now. So we're double foul here. The green flag is out. Here comes Stephen Matthews with the green flag. It's going to be Jake Gill with a huge run on the outside. Gillen's going to nearly clear Matthews in just one attempt here. How about that?
Here we go, round number 10 as Matthews now falls in pursuit as Goodwin clinches and hangs on to the lead in turn 3 and 4. 10 caution flags have been waved tonight so far, Dakota. One away from tying the record here on week 3 at New Smyrna.
And we heard the driver say before, this place has changed, the setups have changed since the last time they were here, and it's made it a little bit more unpredictable, I do believe. And how about you saw, I believe that's the 98 of Stephen Matthews sideways off of turn number 4. He was sideways off of turn number 2 when Goodwin was going around the outside. I'm starting to think that the outside lane might be the place to be because the inside seems to be extremely loose, even if that's the place they have to be when they get up front there. Is see Matthews still in second position trying to work on the 48. The 48 get a little sideways off at turn number 4, but still going, no problems with the 48 really. He's making it work.
Arbo, the man who's first in points right now, currently running 9th on the racetrack. Looking at his lap times, he's up into the 19-second mark, where the leader, Jake Goodwin, is running 18.5s, and Matthews also 18.5. So half of a second off is Arbo with a little bit of damage, but still he's able to work himself up tonight.
How about Matthews on the inside? Side by there, he's going to get around Goodwin. One try there, inside.
Hello. Look out, Jake Goodwin, Matthews. Is that a man on a mission to Mars? Or a man on a mission to the victory lane here tonight at New Smyrna, Dakota?
Definitely, I think he had a lot there. That's the second time he's been around him. His caution's back out.
Caution back out on the Speedway here for what would be the 11th time, which ties the record, and that's going to be between the 9 car in 5th spot of Craig McDonald and the 97 machine of Ronald McKay, who will bring that one out. Both of those cars were battling on the lead lap for the number 5 spot, Dakota, and both of them now turned around.
Yeah, definitely. As I'm watching this again, oh yeah, I don't know, and wasn't it Craig that's still out there? I think he's out there on older tires, and McKay definitely coming back because he's on fresher tires. I don't know what exactly happened there.
There you see mid-screen the 9, Craig McDonald there, the blue and green one. Belongs to Ronald McKay as he goes to the grass, but the 9 gets the bulk of the damage, and in fact, he's made the famous left-hand turn not only to pit road, but down into the garage area, Josh.
Yeah, there's just too much damage done to repair on Craig McDonald's car, so he's out there. It's unhappy finish for them.
Listen at Josh down on pit road, looking at them shops, eating them good old hot dogs, New Smyrna Speedway that pit road offers, Dakota.
Yeah, definitely. The only one famous for eating on pit road, that would also be our own Michael Keaton. Let's do it in the broadcast. We've got this little awesome buffet table behind us, and he is the biggest taker at that table. But how about pit road? Got extremely busy. Saw a lot of 4 tires. I think Goodwin beat Matthews off of pit road. How about word on that, Harbison?
And
yeah,
hey, Josh.
Yes, sir.
You know, you got to remember, man. This is what I was going to say. The buffet's free. You know, as a lucky dog, Jeff Gilmet, the 12 machine, gets waved around the pace car. The buffet's free, so it's all you can eat, baby.
Yeah, but you can't beat these hot dogs down here.
Yeah, the hot dogs are good down here at New Smyrna. And hey, Dakota, you can't ever turn down a good old hot dog at a racetrack.
I can.
How about this? Look at the 20 car. Martin Landry now in that CSI sponsored race car moved up into the 3rd position.
And doing a fantastic job of coming back. I mean, he was racing top 5. I think he's got a fast car. He just could be able to do something with it. Here he is in 3rd. Remember, everybody behind him on fresh tires. And for those in the listening audience, all you have to do again is, if you want Michael Keaton to shut up, just tell him you don't want hot dogs on any racetrack locally. He'd be good for a good 5 minutes maybe.
Yeah, a good short 2.5, Dakota.
Something like that. As we get set to go green flag racing, working double file pace car, about to come off, working through straight 4. It's going to be a huge jump. He's going to take off right away. Going to leave Keith Mack stuck on the outside behind him. How about a good one going around Landry there in the 20 already in that CSI car?
Yeah, what's also known as the dust. Leaves him in the dust, if you will, as now Mark Landry tries to work the 48 of Goodwin in turn 4. Goodwin now trying to clinch a little bit of inch from the 22 of Keith Mack as he slips up in turn 1. And now the 97 starting to get a little loose out of turn 2. That's Ronald McKay for the lead as they're single file, rocketing 115 down the backstretch into 3.
And here comes Goodwin looking for the inside. Oh, he can almost make contact. Not quite.
Oh! Whoa! Couldn't have stuck a hamburger between the 2 buns and ketchup and mustard in between. The Keith Mack machine and the 97 machine almost touched, and here at New Smyrna, that's pretty much disaster, ain't it, Dakota?
It is. That can be disaster. Extremely. It was almost a recipe there, but now look at Goodwin looking for the outside. He's getting a little sideways, not quite. He's still got control of the car, but gonna lose a little bit of time. Here he comes on the outside. Huge run. A lot of momentum. Side by side. Almost going to make contact with the rear quarter panel. Not quite going to get loose on the outside, lose a little bit of time. Now here comes Matthews on the inside. Matthews will clear Goodwin as Goodwin's going to back out early right in front of the 34, Mike Rhino.
Good battle on the racetrack right now, Dakota, as we come to nearly 46 laps to go as the 98 looking underneath the 22. Also the 34 looking underneath the 48.
Yeah, here, look at Mike Rhino. I mean, he's been there about a lap now since Goodwin went to his back. There he goes! Contact! Mack and Matthews, caution's out somewhere else, though.
12th car, 13th spot, Jeff Gilmet out of turn 4. Can't quite keep the right front on the racetrack, and he'll spin it out, Dakota. And that'll bring out the tying 11th caution. It ties the record at New Smyrna a couple of weeks ago here with the MIRL group. So this ties the record, Dakota.
It does, and that is counting the one that the officials threw earlier also.
I don't know if they're counting that one or not, but I've X'd one off. It was 11 to me a while ago, and I've X'd that one off, so now it's 11 official cautions. But although there was one thrown out, that was an unofficial caution, if you will, because of a situation with a lucky dog recipient. So, will they come down pit road? The 22 Keith Mack, 35 miles an hour, Dakota.
Yeah, a lot of guys on pit road there. Our Bo's going to actually be on pit road. He's going to pick up a lot of spots. He's up in the top. He's up to top 6 now. A lot of guys coming down. Goodwin and somebody else making contact. Matthews down there. McKay down there. I think that was the final stop. Really trying to come down and get tires while they can now. They don't want to do it again. How about Landry coming down? Was 9th position. Williams. But anyway, while we're pacing here at New Smyrna Speedway, we're going to go ahead and step away for our second commercial break of the race. We'll be right back again. This is ETV Live, powered by the HD Radio Network.
a serious online racing enthusiast, you need Derek Spear Design, maker of high-quality, custom-built, and 50 caliber strong simulation racing products like button boxes, shifter pedals, component parts, and more. The advantage a championship sim racing driver needs. Rated 10 out of 10 by Inside Sim Racing TV. Check out his line of top-shelf sim racing products, reasonably priced, at DerekSpearDesigns.com, and buckle in for a no-nonsense ride. DerekSpearDesigns.com today, cowboy.
Back live at New Smyrna Speedway. Green flag is out. Pace car just dove off. It was Keith Mack taking us to the green with Mike Rhino on his outside. They're still side by side. Rhino still looking on the outside here. He's got a huge run to the center of 3 and 4. A big run off of the the front stretch here. He's going to clear Keith Mack on the outside. No help whatsoever. Tracy Foster in third, kind of hanging around, looking for the room here. Looks like Keith Mack kind of going backwards, maybe on old tires.
There's a new man in town. It's Mr. Rhino, Mike. The 34 machine out of turn 4 leads here at New Smyrna as he leaves Keith Mack in second position. And now look back here in fifth. Dakota starting to warm up as here comes Ricky Arbo.
No, I think Arbo's still off the pace. I think he's still got damage. You see Goodwin and Matthews working the outside pretty easily around him. He's putting up a fight, but he's not putting up a whole lot of a fight. I think he's definitely got damage. As Matthews gets in the rear quarter panel, going to lose a little bit of time there, trying not to spin Arbo.
Yeah, 48's got to be careful here, Dakota. That high side can be dangerous. He gets real close to the wall there out of 2. Let's see if he'll squeeze the door out of turn 4. Stays off the wall pretty good there, but it can be tight.
How about Goodwin looking at the outside of Tracy Foster? That is for third position now. There he goes. Huge run. Looks like he's going to clear Tracy Foster, no problem. And looks like Tracy kind of hanging in there for a second. Not quite. There goes Goodwin. He's gone. And how about Arbo looking at the outside? Matthew's going to cut him off as soon as he can, trying to get to the outside. He's trying to find room around the 2. Here comes Arbo looking outside of Matthews. Big battle here. McKay also involved, trying to get in this battle here.
If I didn't know any better, Dakota, I'd say that CBC Racing Chevrolet sponsored machine of Jake Goodwin in the 48 is mighty fast here at New Smyrna as he looks underneath the double deuce of Keith Mack in turn 1. He'll have the position out of 2 as the run goes down the backstretch. Jake Goodwin moves up to second.
He does indeed. I mean, he's coming in a hurry. I think Mack might have been on old tires. I do want to say that for some reason. But how about Mack looking on the outside of Goodwin? He's still trying to hang on there. He's going to lose the spot officially. There goes Goodwin getting around him and clearing him entirely. Mack losing a little bit of time now as Goodwin trying to set the sights on the new leader, Mike Rhino. How about back here, the battle for fourth position is Stephen Matthews finally getting around Tracy Foster, Ronald McKay back there, and the next spot with Ricky Arbo still hanging around in the top 10.
Yeah, very good battle back here, too, for 10th position, Dakota, now that Jeff Gilmat just took it over from Vic Greenwood. Vic Greenwood had to put the hand out the window and say, go on by. That battle was for 10th. And now Brad Eddy, who's in the number 72 machine, the newcomer here in the MIRL series, is 22nd position, showing 31 laps down. Had a good run earlier on, just got caught up in an accident, but he continues to run and put laps down.
Definitely does. He's hanging in there. He really is.
Well, that's all you can do, you know. I mean, when it's about, you know, it's about points. You know, it's about getting to the next step as those two bump as the 72 spins out of turn 4 in 22nd position. He got just a little piece of the 12, Dakota. And that will bring out the record-breaking caution here. 12 cautions.
And he has taken the left-hand turn of shame to the garage area. He is officially done for the night, I do believe. Mike Rhino is still the leader. Jake Goodwin in second. Stephen Matthews in third. Keith Mack in fourth. And Ron McKay is in fifth position now. And that's your top 5 running order currently.
Well, he lost the race. Let's hope he doesn't lose his girlfriend. I'm sure his girlfriend was cheering him on in the broadcast. We got word that she was watching him, and I'm sure that she was cheering him on, and she'll be able to talk him calmly out of throwing the racing wheel against the room. Sometimes it hurts, Dakota, to wreck out.
Definitely. I don't know about on the race wheel, but the monitor is a possibility because that's where you got to see everything. Computer occasionally gets thrown. I think that's more like a second-story deal and out the window.
Now, are you speaking from experience or are you speaking from YouTube videos, Dakota?
Bit of both. Bit of both.
A little bit of Facebook, maybe. In fact,
possibly.
You know, if you're a big Facebook supporter, hey, we're on Facebook. Check us out, ETV Live on the Facebook world. Of course, etv-eplay.net is our website. Again, we are powered by the HD Radio Network, which is hdradionetwork.com. And of course, we have a app that you can download from tunein.com. And one thing big going for the Real Sim Racing Full Throttle Cup Series on Monday nights, Dakota, is that Bob Earl Racing cockpit seat that Landon Huffman won in 2012. And Bob's looking to give another one away in 2013 as he's the sponsor for that series. And I wonder who's going to win that one. There's a lot of drivers week in, week out trying to get that cockpit, Dakota.
It definitely is a lot of drivers trying to get that cockpit, and it is available to whoever wins the championship. While we're on the subject of social media, I believe we're on Twitter, ETV Live, or at ETV Live. Somewhere on there, I believe we have John Wessling doing Twitter. I don't know for sure. But talking about the Bob Earl Racing seat is the VRC Mark II virtual racing seat, a simulation racing cockpit designed by championship race car driver Bob Earl. Who better than a real race car driver to design a simulation racing cockpit? As a former race car driver, Earl knows what it means to be comfortable in the cockpit. The design features a fully adjustable seat and frame, additional monitor stand, and shifter mount sold separately. Proud sponsor of the 2013 RSR Full Throttle Cup Series, a high-quality and affordable virtual racing cockpit priced at just $349 plus shipping. See it at BobEarlRacing.com. Order one today. Again, BobEarlRacing.com.
And now as the field sets up to go side by side into turn 1, Dakota, Mike Rhino is going to lead them to the green. We're a little bit past 25, or a little less than 25 laps to go now. Closing in on that 20 mark. And it's going to be a shootout. Josh Harbison, you got a pick in mind? You thinking about who's going to win this one?
I'm liking Goodwin. The way he ran through the field to get back to second, that was pretty impressive. So he's my pick for tonight.
Gotta say, Goodwin's been extremely impressive on these restarts, so we'll see what he can do. As the pace car's off, set for the green flag. Mike Rhino got a huge jump once again. He's going to be able to clear. It looks like he's going to clear Jake Goodwin going into turn number 1. Goodwin doesn't have the chance to use the outside. I lied. Here he comes. Middle of the corner. He's looking for maybe trying to get to the outside. Looks like he's going to be cut off here. Looks like Rhino trying to protect the inside now. Almost made contact. So close.
Little bit of bump and run, possibly, as the 48 sets him up, and now here comes Goodwin to the bottom line of the 34 in turn 1. Goodwin to the lead out of turn 2. The 34 of Rhino is going to have to back out of the throttle, and here comes Matthews.
Looks like he got loose, but he comes back on the outside, trying to make a run. Not quite. Here comes Matthews. He's going to be side by side. Matthews maybe looking for the run on the inside now. Ooh, Rhino almost gets the wall. If he didn't get the wall, sideways off of turn number 2. And here comes Ronald McKay trying to get underneath Rhino now.
So here's the 2 CBC Racing Chevrolets, 1 and 2. Stephen Matthews second, and the leader currently on the racetrack, Jake Goodwin. Can he get the win here tonight at New Smyrna as we're less than 20 to go?
Ronald McKay sneaking into third position now, officially by Mike Rhino. Mike Rhino go back in a hurry. There goes McKay. He's trying to run down these 2 leaders. Again, 20 to go here. The laps are winding down. How about Stephen Matthews getting sideways there, trying to catch Jake Goodwin?
At this point, you got to let it all hang out, and that's what we're seeing Stephen Matthews do right now as he's now within a car or 2 car lengths now. Goodwin with a good, comfortable lead in turn 3, Dakota.
Wasn't the headline a few weeks ago, good win, Jake?
Could be here tonight.
No, could see a repeat again, maybe, but how about Stephen Matthews? I wouldn't count him out. He's still hanging in. Still hanging in there. Here in a battle for 5th position right now. How about Ricky Arbeau in the 61? He's hanging in there. He's trying to get around the 34. Mike Rhino out behind him is Keith Mack and Martin Landry going at it. Mack going around the outside of Landry. It looks like he's going to be clear. And that is the CSI car again, the Canon Security Inc. Sponsor for tonight's race on the car, front of the car on the 20. But again, Arbeau on the inside of Mike Rhino. Rhino going back in a hurry. This will put Arbeau in the top 5 here. How about that? 4th.
Yeah, 4th place. And, you know, 3 words for you folks out there if you're watching right now. and the abbreviated words NGU, which stands for Never Give Up, because Ricky Arbeau could have put in the towel, but he chose not to. He chose to keep running. Dakota got down 2 laps, a lot of damage. He's rebounded, got his laps back. Look at him in 4th place. That's how a champion wins the championship.
Motivation, determination, that's what I gotta say. 2 words. Tell you what though, right on the bumper, it's, oh my god, Matthews up there for the lead, was right on the bumper of Goodwin all the way down the front stretch. He was wiggling, trying to push him, and trying to run away from Ronald McKay. Ronald McKay kind of sneaking up, coming up on lap traffic, the 88, and Kevin Savory going way to the outside, trying to give these guys room. Ronald McKay, I mean, he's closing in 3rd position. These guys are pushing down the front stretch here. Look at Matthews there, pushing Jay Goodwin.
Here we go, baby. The 98 machine is there. The 97 of Ronald McKay is also there.
13 laps to go, 12 at the line. Here we go. 12 laps to go now.
12 to go, Dakota. And they are 1, 2, 3. I don't think a car could separate the 3 as caution's out. 13th on the board now, and this is a big one on the front stretch. It looks like Mark Williams in the 13th spot is turned around backwards.
Definitely was. Mark Williams so he gets loose and gets off from Tracy Foster. He was in 10th position working off of turn number 4. Gets spun by he gets loose and gets turned. Got a little bit of help from Tracy Foster. Foster had nowhere to go, and that will put the 24 around.
Also,
he comes out. He backs up at 53. Oh,
yeah, the 53 also piling into that one. Stephen Arsenault, who's been quite quiet tonight.
Yeah, he was hanging in top 10 there for a long time and doing a fantastic job, but it looks like somebody didn't hold the brakes there, and he was just unfortunate enough to be in the wrong place at the wrong time.
As we rewind this wreck here, you see the 2 there, Tracy Foster just giving the 24 Mark Williams an ever so slightly bump coming up here. They come down the front stretch. Into turn 1's going to be fine. Right on the back door, you see him in turn 2 coming in down the back stretch now. Here comes the bump. And then we're going to see on the front stretch where the Tracy Foster machine gets into the back deck lid of him and sends him around.
Tell you what, we're talking about the Bob Royal Racing seat, and I know Joshua Harbison has one coming on his way. What about that?
Yeah, Josh. What's up with that, man?
Hey, I'm hoping to make me go faster. It looks pretty cool. I wanted one.
Well, hey, you caved, man. We were trying to get him to do a broadcasting seat. I said you caved, man. We were trying to get into a broadcasting seat that was going to say that we can all just go out and buy a racing seat.
Yeah. We're trying to get Bob Earl to design a broadcasting cockpit. Josh, would you be interested?
That'd be nice. It's just maybe it could. I don't know. How would he do that?
Well, why don't we just build a racing cockpit and just reduce it for broadcasters?
Well, see, what I want, Josh and Dakota is a broadcasting cockpit seat. I want a couple of cup holders on the right-hand side, and then a tray that comes down in front of my lap to where I can put my food down, and then like a high chair. And then I want speakers built in, surround sound. On my head.
That could be interesting, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, also can if JD's listening. I mean, not put my food on that tray. I mean, put my notepad and stuff like that. Write my notes down. That's what I would use that for. That's what I would use that for, Dakota.
I know it's Jesus. Well, we know that.
But if JD's listening, if JD's not listening, then absolutely it's used for food. But no, we hope JD's getting quite some rest as he recuperates from his surgery. He's back home, which is good news, and he'll be back with us before too long, which is bad news. No, I'm kidding. That's good news too.
How about John Wesley? He's been sticking with us. I know he hadn't been feeling good the last few days, so glad he's still here. But green flag's out. Jake Goodwin and Steve Matthews going at it. Matthews with a huge run on the outside. Goodwin kind of may back it up. Oh, McKay's going to have to back up. He's going to go to the outside. They're going to make contact with Arbeau. He's going to lose a lot of time. The leader's trying to not run over Goodwin, it looks like. Arbeau's going to lose a lot of time because now he has the 34 underneath him. Nowhere to go. Wondering if the 34 didn't get tires last time, because now the 34 looks like he's competing with the 61. Last time it was the 61 just leaving him standing still. It looks like it's now here. Nope, never mind. Here comes the 61 back on the outside with a huge run down to the backstretch.
Keeping an eye out, too, on front in the leaders as the flagman holds 4 fingers in the air as the number 48 machine of Jake Goodwin within a half of a car length behind the leader, Matthews. Now he looks underneath. He's going to give him a shove. Can't quite put their front grip on the car. He'll lose momentum in turn 3, and now there's 3 fingers in the air.
Laps closing down as Matthews in front of Goodwin. McKay's, I wouldn't count him out in feature wreck, but he's kind of maybe put himself a little bit too far behind here. I definitely wouldn't count him out, but not many laps left here. Now is the time. If Goodwin wants to make a move, he's got to get it set up right now. So watch Goodwin here. Second position coming off of turn number 4. Huge run. He's going to be right on the bumper of the 98. Following him into turn number 1, still backing up. 149. 2 laps remaining here. Oh, he's going to put the bumper to him maybe a little bit there.
And
it's over.
It's over! The fat lady has sang, and the big one has been completed. The big one here at New Smyrna. And there's a whole bunch of race cars involved with this one. They cut 2 yellow cars, one being Tim Terry, and the 37 machine.
I think it happened in front of Terry. I don't... Oh, I see it. Looks like Martin Landry kind of backed up and got run over. Yeah, and he comes up and collects the 44 and the 99 there.
So the man who's going to win this one is the 98 machine of Stephen Matthews, Dakota. He'll take it home.
Yeah, we got Matthews on the radio. Matthews, man, Steve Matthews, what a fantastic job in the 98 machine of sneaking away with the win over Jay Goodwin. How'd you do it?
Oh, man, I think Jake had the car, but, you know, I persevered. The high side worked for me again for the second straight time at New Smyrna, and, you know, I couldn't be more happier. This is big.
Now, were you trying to toy with Jake when you were pushing him down the backstretch or front stretch several times?
Yeah, I was just trying to get in his head a bit there. You know, he's a teammate, and, you know, he's a real good racer, and it doesn't take much to, or he doesn't get rattled easily, sorry, and, you know, I just playing around with him a bit.
And I know you was all over the place trying to push him. I mean, how much fun was that from your perspective, minus the cautions?
Oh, it was a lot of fun, guys. You know, the end was just, you know, couldn't have worked out any better. You know, all our teammates were pretty well up front all night, and it was just a good show.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and let you throw a shout out to your sponsors here before you burn the tires down.
Yeah, I'd like to thank Van Zepfen Construction, Ideal Concrete, Tim's Corner Motorsports, and, of course, my teammates from CBC Racing. Couldn't do it without them.
All right, and there's your winner tonight, Stephen Matthews, and this was the winner of the CSI Cannon Security Inc. 150 here at New Smyrna Speedway. Going to go ahead, step away, take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with your runner-up and third-place finishers here at New Smyrna.
If you're a serious online racing enthusiast, you need Derek Spear Design, maker of high-quality, custom-built, and 50 caliber strong simulation racing products like button boxes, shifter pedals, component parts, and more. The advantage a championship sim racing driver needs. Rated 10 out of 10 by Inside Sim Racing TV. Check out his line of top-shelf sim racing products reasonably priced at DerekSpearDesigns.com, and buckle in for a no-nonsense ride. DerekSpearDesigns.com today, cowboy.
We're back live at New Smyrna Speedway, but I believe our second place finisher is standing by with, I want to say, Harbison, or actually Keaton.
Absolutely, the man, Jake Goodwin. Jake, you couldn't bring it home, but I tell you what, second place ain't bad, and considering you finished 18th last time out here at New Smyrna on week 3 in the series, second ain't bad.
Yeah, second, that was great, I think.
And two, Jake, you know, you started in second position. You got that victory in the heat race, and then you finished second in the feature here, the CSI 150, and you can't complain. I mean, you and Stephen Matthews put on one heck of a show, and of course Ronald McKay towards the end starting to put his muscle into it a little bit. But man, talk to us about the high line here. About you were just about the only driver here tonight that could put that Chevrolet up high and make it work.
Yeah, throughout the race, a few people were complaining about it, but I found it hard to pass around the bottom, so I tried the high line and it worked out for you.
Well, Jake, talk to us about the championship, man. Here, you know, it's like you just can't get rid of that 61 machine, Ricky Arbeau. He got caught up in a big wreck early on, and then we thought, oh no, bad news for Arbeau. But then he just regains his laps, he regains his composure, he gets back on the lead lap, and he finishes 4th place. What can you do to gain any points on him? I mean, you're 69 behind him. You might have gained a couple of points tonight, but it's like somebody's going to have to take this guy out.
Yeah, he's got some good luck, that's for sure. He's got a hell of a pit crew.
And last but not least, who makes it happen for you, Jake?
I'd like to thank CBC Racing on the 1-2-3 finish and a lot of help with the setup.
Absolutely. As Stephen Matthews mentioned, the teamwork here tonight has paid off. 1-2-3 is what Goodwin says. And with that being said, let's toss the mic down to Joshua Harbison, who's standing by with that 97 machine, who kind of came out of nowhere towards the end to finish in 3rd.
Yeah, I'm sitting here with Ronald McKay, and Ronald, last time you finished 7th last time here at New Smyrna, and you started 3rd this time and actually worked it up to finish 3rd. Give us a rundown on how your race went.
Well, it started out not too bad, and we were all running pretty hard there at the start of the race, maybe a little bit too hard, and I don't know what happened there early. Ricky had to check up getting in the corner there. Jake had him kind of pinched down on the bottom pretty hard, and I couldn't get on the brakes hard enough and got in the back of him, so glad to see he got back to a decent finish. I felt bad about that, but the rest of the race was just kind of picking away at things. We made some pit stops and got some tires and some fuel a couple of times, and just kind of picked away at it. And at the end there, the car was really pretty good, and I bounced it off the fence getting at a 4 there and knocked the toe out of it, and it was pretty tight after that, and I had nothing for Jake and Steven after that.
Then I might ask Jake about the high side. How about you with the high side? I heard you complaining about the high side was burning tires off your car.
Yeah, the high side wasn't working for us at all. I was way too loose up on the top there, and the last pit stop that we made, I probably should have taken two right sides and leave the left sides on there and see if I could snug it up a little bit, and then you might have been able to use the top. But we struggled pretty much the whole weekend here. We got the car decent enough, and we had it decent enough at the end there to get a good finish, but we were missing something. We actually had a way better car the last time we were here, but never quite figured out that new tire model yet.
Well, for struggling this whole weekend and struggling during the race, their place is a pretty good place to finish. Is there anybody you'd like to thank for it?
Yeah, first of all, I'd like to thank CBC Racing. All the boys all pitch in and work real hard, and 1-2-3 finish is pretty awesome. And one of my buddies from CBC there, Dave Dyer, he spotted for me for most of the race. He had mechanical issues, so he was a big help getting me through the traffic, and that I probably wouldn't be here if he wasn't giving me a hand there, so thanks to him.
Well, there you have it. This is Ronald McKay, your 3rd place finisher. I'm going to send it on back to Dakota.
Yeah, and what a fantastic 150 lap race, plus the heat races we had. Nobody made tonight, but a fantastic race we saw all night long. Again, the win going to actually it was Stephen Matthews doing a fantastic job, and kind of barely sticking by Jake Gillen. But going to go ahead to Tim Terry for final thoughts here.
I don't think my race went too bad, considering that I've been out of iRacing behind the wheel for about a month and fighting a cold. I had to come down for 2 gallons of fuel, 2 tires, and a Kleenex. But nevertheless, great show. Few cautions there. I'm sure the admin review panel or the caution review panel is going to be a little bit busy here tonight and tomorrow sorting everything out. But congratulations to Stephen Matthews. Great race at New Smyrna. Bristol is coming up next week. It's going to be a little bit of a different beast. But once again, I want to thank Canon Security Incorporated, protectyourfort.ca, and if you're looking for an in-car camera for your race car, head over to, I'm going to plug myself here, timscorner.ca, search Canon Security Incorporated, and you can find a pretty good deal on an in-car camera on timscorner.ca through Canon Security Incorporated. So a great race overall. Thanks for covering it, guys. I can't wait for next week. Hopefully I can race a little bit harder and hopefully finish a race.
Hopefully, but there you have it from one of the drivers tonight. But going to go ahead and I believe we're going to cut away. That's all for us from the night here in New Smyrna Speedway. Fantastic racing, and again, hope to see that next week at Bristol Motor Speedway.